Hello there. Welcome to an episode of the Fortress of Filitude. Today's episode is going to be a little different. I'm not going to be doing a crafting project, but I am going to be showing some stuff that will be part of crafting projects in the future. It's going to be an unboxing video. Recently received a package from the recent Kickstarter from Dungeons and Lasers, done by Archon Studios. They do a lot of plastic kits, prefab dungeons, modular. You've probably seen other videos about them. I know Black Magic Craft does videos for these guys. Dana Howell did one recently where she was making a board for Necromunda and Kill Team and Warhammer. So you've probably already heard of these guys, seen some of their stuff, but I'm going to do my own video showing what I've received, kind of talk about it a little bit. Important to note, this is not a sponsored video. I'm doing this totally on my own. I like these guys, I like their product, and I just want to show some of it off. So, without further ado, let's start looking at what we've got. So, from the last Kickstarter, Kickstarter 2, I believe, I did pick up a few sets of the Xeno Genesis cell. Like I said, they do a lot of modular dungeons, a couple of different styles. Model kits, walls and floors, you clip them together. I've already got a lot of dungeon terrain, 3D printed stuff, some stuff from Dwarven Forge that I've bought, and even some foam core dungeon tiles I've made. So I wasn't really looking for more dungeon terrain as much as I wanted to buy it. But I was looking for something like this. Now this has got a very organic look to it, alien-based, I guess inspired by H.R. Giger's Alien. And I have a campaign coming up where I need a dungeon that's got kind of this organic alien feel to it. And fortunately, these guys made something that was perfect. So once we get to the part of the video where I open some of these boxes up, I'll show you some more detail. But these were actually from Kickstarter 2. Oh, was this from the first card? No, this was from the first Kickstarter, actually. They do offer older sets on each of their new Kickstarters. So these were available in the second one, even though I bought them from the first one. Everything else here is from the second Kickstarter. They have a third one that's getting ready to start called Woodhaven. It's going to be a lot of terrain for building towns. So a lot of little buildings, plazas, that sort of thing, city streets. So when they started the second Kickstarter and I was looking at the products, once again I thought, it's a lot of stuff I don't need to buy. I should save my money, spend it a little better. Even there was a lot of cool stuff. I think one of the things that convinced me were their dragons. So here we have the Xeno Dragon and Draculus the Cunning. I think they actually had 5 or 6 dragons total, each with a different theme. Awesome sculpts. This one obviously based on the Alien. This one I'm not sure. I think he looks kind of fiendish. He's got the horns that are a little different than normal. I don't know if they're trying to play with the word Dracula and imply he's a vampire. I don't know. But it's a pretty neat looking dragon. They even had a 5-headed dragon called Marduk, not Tiamat. And then one of their stretch goals that they didn't reach, but they did add as a sort of an add-on you could buy into was an Asian-themed dragon, which was really cool. You should check those out. But it was the dragons that got me to decide to go ahead and back this Kickstarter. And even though I got the dragons, I then decided to pick up these packages of stretch goals, which are basically scatter terrain bits. You'll see some close-ups here in a bit, but bit. Actually ended up being 3 boxes of these things. Pretty awesome, and it's a mix of fantasy and sci-fi. And these were actually from the first Kickstarter. Like I said, anytime they run a Kickstarter, they always give you the option of buying the stuff from the previous Kickstarters. And what's great is if it's in stock, which it usually is, they will ship it right away as soon as the Kickstarter is over. But here are the stretch goals for this specific Kickstarter. So I have 4 boxes of terrain, scatter pieces. There might be some duplications in these, but I don't think there are. We'll look at these in a little more detail here shortly. The other things I got, I ordered some half walls. These are Dwarven Mines. I actually got 2 packs of these, and I actually goofed. I thought I was ordering Gothic arches to look like something from a cathedral. Somehow I checked the wrong box and I got Dwarven Mines instead. I'll find a use for them, I'm sure. Not a big deal. And then the other thing I got, which somehow I ended up with 2 of, even though I thought I was only ordering 1, is Jerry the Jello. It's a miniature of a gelatinous cube that apparently is intelligent. I guess you could use it as a player character or an NPC or a villain. Kind of a quirky little fun thing. I thought he was pretty cool, and like I said, somehow I ended up with 2 of them. So maybe I'll do a giveaway at some time in the future and send one of those to a lucky winner. So that's everything out of the box. So let's reposition the camera, and we'll start going through these boxes to see everything a little more up close. Alrighty. So let's start off. So I got 3 packs of these Xeno Genesis cell sci-fi room. Kind of a close-up at the back of the box. Yeah. The only disadvantage with these from their other dungeon tile sets is so far as I have not seen curved sections, which isn't too big of a deal. I'll make a curved section if I really need one later. These are obviously the little clips where you clip everything together. As you can see, they've got these very organic textures. This is a floor section, one of the walls. And with these clips, you've probably seen this in other videos if you've checked them out before, but you can put those clips anywhere on the bottom and then clip your walls on. You can clip them all together to make your dungeon rooms and have them all together so you can move them at one time, keep them all together. I just love these things, man. I can't wait to paint these up. Probably be a future video where I'll do that just to show them off. Different floors. So each box comes with enough to make a decent sized room, or a couple of small rooms or corridors. Like I said, I went ahead and got 3 of them, just so I would have plenty. I'm not planning on making like a huge table's worth of stuff at one time. I always kind of contain myself to just a few rooms where an encounter is going to happen. So hopefully these 3 will be enough. If not, I can always go back and buy them again. Now, like any Kickstarter, it's always cheaper to buy these sets in the Kickstarter. You get a better price. Later on, they're a little higher, but I don't mind paying regular price for this kind of stuff sometimes because, frankly, these guys deserve it. And they're not badly priced. I mean, these are very similar plastic to what you get in a Games Workshop kit, any of their terrain kits. Similar type of plastic, maybe a little bit harder. But as you can see, it comes on sprues. You can clip these off, you can cut them off, and just use your normal model glue that you'd use for your plastic models. Especially if you're already doing Warhammer. I can see these working really good in a Warhammer game. Especially if you want to do something with Tyranids. Pretty awesome. So 3 sets of those. I guess this is their thank you letter. Pretty cool. So next, let's actually get into the new stuff. And I think I'm going to start with the dragons. Okay, let's try a different camera angle too that looks a little better. So here we have the Xeno Dragon. And let's see. Draculus. This is the one that excited me the most. Of course, I'm a sucker for the alien design. And I probably use this as a void dragon. It's one of the types of dragons they came up with in Pathfinder. It's just to exist out in the depths of space. Definitely influenced by Lovecraft and H.R. Giger. Oh yeah, this dude's gonna be good sized. Same kind of plastic, same kind of sprues. Hopefully you can see some of that detail. Yep. It's a lot like like the classic Alien. I'd say this is probably going to be a huge-sized figure if you're looking at normal D&D or Pathfinder scale type of creature that will definitely give your players pause, especially you slap something like this down and it looks so different from an ordinary dragon. They're going to know they're in trouble, right? And it looks like it's pretty easy to put together. I'm glad they include the instructions, although the pieces seem to be pretty self-explanatory. It even comes with these little egg pods. That's going to be a fun one. Let's see if we can get it back in the box here without too much of a mess. Too much fighting. Let's see this dude. I realize the appeal of the unboxing videos, at least for those of us who make the videos, is it's kind of like Christmas, right? You're opening presents, unwrapping presents or Christmas gifts. Like I said, I like this guy. Looked kind of fiendish. You can see using him like a hell worm or something from one of the lower planes. Also has an instruction booklet. Detail on that's just fantastic. Like not as many pieces as the Xeno Dragon, which is a good thing. Considering the size of the dragon, I think the base is maybe a little undersized, but I think you would probably want to do your own kind of base and sort of add to it, make it a little bit larger. Yeah, these guys are going to be really fun to paint and put together. I really almost bought the other ones too. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I would have spent way too much money. Let's check out Jerry the Jello. I'll leave this other one wrapped up since I might use him as a giveaway someday. Let someone have the joy of opening it fresh. Yeah, he's kind of a small guy too. A little bit smaller than I thought he would be. Instruction booklet. He's basically a cube, so pretty easy figuring out how to put him together. He's got a little skeleton trapped in there. He's got a lance that sticks out on one side. That's going to be a fun little miniature. Kind of a medium-sized base. So yeah, he's a small cube. Maybe he's a juvenile. You know, the way the rules are for D&D nowadays, and even 2nd edition Pathfinder, you could easily make up a playable version of this, let one of your players use it. Wouldn't be too difficult. Check out the Dwarven Mine. So they have 2 of these kits. These were an accidental purchase. Let's see what they look like. Solid, pretty heavy. It's got that look of, I guess, flagstone and timber. I'd actually probably use these to make some actual city buildings. Like use this as the lower level. Those? Always got some ideas. You know, and all of these kits. Also make me want to consider getting into making some molds. Maybe do some silicone molds and duplicate some of these items for personal use only. But especially for something where I want to... something where I might want to permanently make part of a build or piece of terrain instead of using as scatter terrain. And of course here's Dusty. He wants to make his debut and say hello. Hi, buddy. I'm busy right now. He's like, what you got? Yeah, none of that's for you. Yeah, but you feel free to rub all over that. There you go. There you go. Nice. Now might be a good time to just mention that if you like the video, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, your coworkers, tell strangers on the street, in the subway, the bus. Yeah, let's see if we can grow the channel. And feel free to leave some comments. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of. I've kind of done a variety of different videos so far. It's not always crafting. Some of the videos in the future, I'll probably do some gaming advice as I work on projects. Of course, one of the things is I don't want to make the videos too long either. I want to keep them within a certain length. So we'll see what we can work out in the future, what we can do. And you guys, please let me know what you think, what you'd like to see. And feel free to criticize. I'm not above criticism, and I have a thick skin. I don't take it personal. Okay, now let's get back to this. So these are the stretch goals from this Kickstarter. These are all the little add-on pieces. It's supposed to be 95 different pieces in here. I like how on the box it says not a toy. This is totally a toy. For those of us who are grown up, sometimes I think, miniatures and terrain for tabletop games are just kind of the adult version of action figures. Although I know there are many who are into gaming that still collect action figures. Not judging, not making any judgments there. Ooh, that's a lot of stuff. Looky there. You got your stairs. You've got some kind of sci-fi something. Sci-fi stairs. Okay, I guess that's the back to that. We got these. Okay, that's where the stairs clip into then. Gotcha. So this one did not come with any instructions, but I think most of these pieces are pretty self-explanatory. I think they're intended to be clipped onto some of the terrain. Like a coffin with a lid. Some of these items, though, you've got like statues and like this. Oh, it's a two-parter. There we go. There we go. They clipped together. At first, I was afraid some of it was only molded for one side, but I see they're in two parts. Got animal skulls, statues, spiked trap with looks like entrails and goo, candelabra, a little scroll. Tail? It's kind of a lizard tail? There's a lizard in here somewhere. There's two of them. It's doing something. Spiral staircase, shields, levers, it's potion bottles, torches, pillars, big, I don't know, just a cluster of some kind of eggs, an axe and a skull, more little trap sections. Oh, piles of books. Mystical portal. Tech pillars. Gun turret. Little cryopod with a person in it. Oh, there's a dude who looks like he's been ripped in half. Nice. I guess that's why they have the 14 and over warning on the box too. Okay, this is cool. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it's got the, it's very Giger-esque, like the little space jockey chair from the original Alien, but obviously much smaller scale. I think it's meant to be some kind of little laser or something. Cool, cool, cool. That is some neat stuff right there. And these were just the stretch goal bits from this Kickstarter. I would say in the third Kickstarter they'll do like they have the previous ones, and everything that's been in the first two Kickstarters will be available as an add-on for the third. I could be wrong, they may not do that, but I have a feeling they'll stick to the plan. This is box 1 of 3 of the stretch goals from the first Kickstarter. 193 elements. I don't know if that's total between all 3 boxes. Probably, since they all have the same picture on them. Between the 3 boxes, 193 pieces. scatter terrain. Oh, look at that. Barrels. Yeah, some kind of little lizard. Little drake, I guess. Mystical orb, suit of armor. Statues. Oh, I guess it's like a little fairy dragon. It's got fairy wings. Okay. That's cool. Banners. Oh, a little post with a lantern. More banners. Guillotine. Fountain. More sarcophagi. Table. Oh, yeah. Awesome stuff, man. Some kind of a ruined wall section. Rubble piles you can stick in the corners of your dungeons. Statues. Bed with a footboard and a headboard. Oh, looks like there's 2 of each of those. That's awesome. Cool looking archway, shovel. Interesting how they've used archways as extra sprue to hold so many different items. A little piece of track with a mine cart. That would be something good to make a mold of if you wanted multiple little sections. A little cluster of mushrooms. Another little tiny dragon. I don't know if it's supposed to be a statue or an actual creature. It depends on how you want to paint it, right? A loose lantern. That's good stuff, man. And that's box 1 of 3. That looked like that was all fantasy. Box 2 of 3. I don't think it really matters what order I go in here, but it's gone in order anyways. 2 of 3. Oh, hey, look, this one actually came with Booklet. Oh, looky there. There's your instructions, I guess, for all 3 packs, but also a good guide to actually show you what you've got. Let's see. It's a little goblin. I think he's one of their little mascots. You could easily paint him up as a statue, though. A statue. See some tech pieces in there. Oh yeah, there's like a tech bridge. Some bridge walkway, some partially open doors. Ruined floor sections. Oh, this is great. Here's a stone bridge for your fantasy or medieval. I guess you could use it in modern day as well. Computer consoles. Looks like some kind of an electronic map. Put your own details on there if you wanted to, I guess. Yes. These pillars with these snakes, dragons wrapped around them. Some kind of machine gun. Hey, a bar sign. No one likes bars. More weird looking mushrooms. Bear trap. Section of pipe. You can see this is just such a huge collection of bits, all kinds of stuff. I like that it's fantasy and sci-fi. Because some of their dungeon kits, you know, they had terrain kits that were meant for fantasy. A couple of different versions, you know, your standard dungeon, your more of a classic temple style, torture chamber. But then they had the sci-fi rooms as well, and engineering sections, and sort of industrial-looking terrain, and of course the alien-looking terrain. So they had a really good variety of terrain kits for dungeons if you want to build rooms and corridors. And this is a great way to get started if you do not already have a bunch of dungeon tiles, you haven't been buying or collecting or 3D printing. This is a good way to get yourself started. So this is box 3 of 3. This is the last one. Let's see. Huh. Oh yeah, that's neat. 5-headed dragon. That's pretty cool. Someday I want to run that Dragonlance campaign, the classic one. Dragon type decorations. Oh, some kind of little building there with a tower top. Statues, a globe. That's pretty cool. Oh, another bridge. Awesome. Sort of a dungeon cell door. A mimic bed. A mystical portal. A bookshelf. That's nice. Oh, and the clips. Yeah, I guess you need some of these. I guess these are extras. Especially for the bridge sections. I guess this would help you clip one to your other walls and floors. And let's face it, when it comes to these modular type of terrain kits, you can never have too many clips. I've played around with this stuff a lot, and so far have not broken any of it. I haven't tried that hard, but I mean, I've messed with it and bent it and dropped it, and it's very sturdy. So I wouldn't worry about breaking any of this. And some of these smaller parts, I guess, obviously would be easier to break if you're not careful with them. But hey, if you're buying this kind of stuff, you're probably used to these types of plastic kits. If not, just be careful with the smaller pieces. Make sure you've cut through or clipped through the sprue completely before you try pulling these things off. But it is all plastic, so even if you do end up breaking one of these, you can always glue them back together. Awesome. Well, that's it. That's all I have. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, I would ask that you please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit the like button. Hey, if you want to, tell some other folks, share the video, and please leave some comments. Like I said, let me know what you think, what you would like to see more of, what you might want to see less of, and I will take such comments to heart. So, that's it for today's episode. We'll see you next time on the Fortress of Filitude.